Yo, what's good, YouTube? Today we're reviewing the games that I played in 2021 because it's been a great year for games. A great year. But these are not just the games that I played in 2021, that'd be a much bigger list. Today we're reviewing the games that I got the Platinum trophies for on PlayStation. So without any further ado, let me introduce these games. You can't see all the games, but I like to think that kind of like gives a little suspense for what's about to come. And apologies for some of the pictures being cut off. And these games are also in order of the date that I got the Platinums according to PSN profiles. So let's begin. First game, Spiderman PS5 Remaster. Great game. Love this game. Swinging around, being Spider-Man, just punch. So good. Combat so smooth. Looks great on PS5. And the Platinum is not too hard to get. You get collectibles, they're little Marvel Easter eggs. It's great fun. It's a great time. Highly recommend if you have PS5. But if you have PS4, just play the original. Great game. Will not regret it. I've got this plat twice. That's how good it is. Up next, Rocket League. Doesn't count just because I didn't get this one. It's on my account, but I didn't get it. I played some of it, but my brother mostly got it for me because he really liked Rocket League. So, lucky me for being able to get a plat for doing nothing. Thanks, brother. Up next, Miles Morales. It's basically the same game. It's basically just a reskin of the original, but it's so good. You get Miles, you get the Venom powers, you have a different aesthetic, vibe, and feel in the city, different characters, different interactions. It's at Christmas time, winter, so it's fun, and it's really taking advantage of the PS5 next-gen graphics. So much fun, different kinds of collectibles, immersive experience. And it's not long either. I think I took 20 hours to get the plat, and that includes 2 playthroughs. So, love it. Great fun. Up next, Borderlands 3, B tier. Pretty standard Borderlands game. Complete story, complete all missions, find all the areas, find the locations, do some more, very unique things, beat all the bosses, etc. Borderlands, fun time, fun trophy. Up next, Concrete Genie, A tier. It's about a 10-hour plat. Very fun, very colorful, very vibrant, great story. Small amount of collectibles. You only really have to collect some pages in your art book, but it's good fun. You can zoom around on your roller skate things. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's like paint on your feet, really. But it's fun. It's a blast for 10 hours. Next game, the most contentious one of the year. You either love it, hate it, or were bugged out by it. Cyberpunk 2077. I personally had a great time, but I was on PS5, so apart from the frequent crashing and minor bugs, this game works pretty well, and it's a solid game. Plat is very fun, you get to do some cool things, but look, it's buggy, and I had to get a few exploits to do it. One being getting all the money for the cars to buy. So basically, I bought an item and then sold it for about 10 times what I paid for it. Rinse and repeat for several hours. This is B tier. Why is B tier? Because if I had to do like legitimately, it'd be D tier. And a few other exploits. Yeah, there was like an exploit where you could like increase your stat by like pausing the game and making it think the motion's still happening, and you can boost your stats doing that. It's weird. It's hard to remember. I did this the other year, but I had a great time with the game. B tier for sure. Next up, Maquette. It's boring. It's a boring plat experience. Basically, it's a small indie puzzle game. It's very cool. So, you're in a level stage, and there's a giant map, and in the center of the map, there is a smaller version of the map. And basically what you do is you pick up items and you put them into the bigger map or the smaller map to change their size, and use that to solve the puzzles in the level. It's very hard to explain using only words. You definitely need to see it. But the platinum run is beat all the levels, then beat all the levels in speedrun mode, and then find some Easter eggs. So not that exciting, but very easy. Up next, Persona 5 Strikers. Love Persona. Strikers, great game. A continuation of the story. Anything Persona, I'm all about. This game, trophies, pretty straightforward. Beat all the levels, beat all the bosses, beat the game. And then grind, baby, you gotta grind. complete all the side missions, get all the characters' skills unlocked, unlock all the protagonist skills, collect all the personas, and do a lot of other things. And there's a lot of grind at the end, and it's only staying a B tier because it's just so fun at the end. Basically, if this was not a bad game, this would be very low ranking. But up next, Yakuza Like a Dragon, C tier. Should be a grind tier. The game is fun, the story is fun, you get a lot of trophies from the story, it's a great time. But then when you beat it, you gotta grind, you've gotta grind out all your social stats, you've gotta grind up all your knowledge, you've gotta grind up that company mini game side quest, you've gotta eat all this food, you've gotta do all these things, you've gotta grind up for the secret dungeon. And by far that is hard and painful and long. Oh boy. Look, C tier, it's like you're saying C tier because it's an enjoyable game, and basically that's the only thing saving it. And look, some of the trophies were really fun, doing some of the side quests were really fun, but basically that's it. It's just grinding, and that's what's bumped it down from A tier to C tier. Up next, Persona 5. Look, Persona 5 Royal, A tier, I just love that game so much. S tier game, A tier platinum trophy run. This one, look, because of the structure of the game, you only have so many days in the year to do so many tasks. It doesn't lend itself to being an excessive amount of grinding, but you've got to get to level 99 to be able to get to the final personas to unlock in your second playthrough. So that takes a lot of grinding, and then you've got to unlock little personas, that's a lot of grinding, but just killing the Reaper over and over in Blue Season is just a long time. And then once you get there, you're level 99, and then, well, you're over level for the rest of the game. Even if you're on hard mode, I didn't have access to Merciless, but even if you're on hard mode, all the characters you're fighting are level 70. So it kind of blows the game out for you and ruins the rest of the game. But it's kind of grindy. Read all the books, get all the personas, get the levels, do all these things, max out all these confidants. It's just a grind. It takes a lot of planning, but because it's Persona, it just somehow manages to be fun. Next up, OG Neo, D tier. Why is it D tier? Grinding. All the grinding. So platinum trophies are synonymous with grinding apparently. But in Neo, what you've got to do is finish all the quests. And that's really the thing that kills this, because in a lot of the endgame quests, you have to complete all these missions that just involve you fighting 2 main game bosses at once. And boy, that is painful, especially the last few. Luckily, New Game Plus saves the game where you can go in the New Game Plus, then go back into New Game at a super high level to beat all these bosses, but it is really, really hard. And you will die a lot. With that being said, I'm so glad I got that plat. So worth it. Next game, Neo 2. Why is this B tier? It's another Neo game. Okay, firstly, Neo 2 is goddamn amazing. It's so good. It's probably one of my best games of the year. But the best thing in terms of platinum runs is that it doesn't have the 2-in-1 boss fights. I mean, there are a couple, but there are definitely not as many, if there are any. And if there are, there might just be DLC bosses. I can't really remember, but such a good game. I highly recommend playing it. Quite an easy plat run too. All you gotta do is find the Kadama and complete all the missions and do a bunch of other things that I can't really remember, but I really enjoyed this platinum run. I enjoyed this game. On to the next one, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Grinding. It's just all about the grinding. So if you beat the main game, you will get a fair decent amount of trophies. But then at the end of the game, it's all this grinding. You got to replay every level in hard mode, and that is not fun because as well it's hard. You die, you can't use items at all. But once you do a few games, you get through it, you level up, you get more acquainted with the game. It gets easier until you get to a few certain bosses, but you get through it. And the Sephiroth fight is really hard, by the way, without items. Oh boy, that is really hard. But a lot of the difficulties in the grinding just comes from finding all of the materia, fighting all these bosses, and doing all these other things in the game. It just takes a really long time. That mini bike mode. Oh boy, how fun. Next up is Sekiro. Okay, FromSoft software games. They're not really great trophy runs, kind of boring. Look, it's just fight the game, fight all the bosses, fight every boss in the game, get a trophy. But there are 4 endings in this game, and you have to get the trophy for all 4 endings. So there are 2 options, right? So in one ending is like one diverging path where you absolutely get that ending. And then the other 3 endings are on the same path, but you can only get 1. So what you can do is scum save for 3, and then go through and then get the other boss. But then you gotta grind out all these levels, which is not fun. Even if you do all 4 bosses the right way, you still got a lot of levels to grind to get all these skills. It's such a grind, and it's not enjoyable in Sekiro, because like in all FromSoft games, once you get over leveled, the games just stop being fun. If there is no challenge, they're not fun. The game is amazing, it's one of the best games I've played all year, but the plot is terrible. Next up, another FromSoft game, Dark Souls Remastered. It's also a grind. I don't know what else to say, it's just a grind. Most of it just comes from getting all the boss weapons. So you gotta find all the bosses, beat all the bosses 2 or 3 times, get all the souls, find all the weapons to infuse, level up all these weapons so you can get them to plus 10 to infuse them with the boss souls to get the boss weapons. And then cut all the tails off all these bosses again. So you better make sure you've done that, otherwise you're playing the new game 3 or 4. But you gotta do that again. And then more weapons, get more weapons. Plus, on top of that, it's Dark Souls. So yeah, good luck with that. Also, Covenants. Covenants are a pain because you gotta do them very specifically. But I got it. I got through the game in like 15 to 20 hours, and then got the plat in 70 hours. So that tells you something. But also I played the DLC. But that tells you something. Ghost of Tsushima, C tier. Great game, but lots of exploration. That means lots of collectibles. And lots of collectibles means lots of repetition. And if collectibles is not your thing, then you're not going to enjoy this, because you got to do the same dumb menial tasks to get all the collectibles. So, good luck with that. Up next, Nier Automata. Oh, I love this game. It's such a good game. It's so unique. I've never played a game like it, but god damn, the trophy list. It's so reminiscent of grind. Okay, so for Nier Automata, you've got to buy a lot of weapons and then upgrade all these weapons. And to upgrade weapons, you need specific parts. Like, I don't know what they are, but you need lots of parts, right? And to get these parts, most of them you got to buy. So to buy things, you need money. But money doesn't really come around much in this game. So what you gotta do is buy an item early game and then chapter select into late game, sell it there. So you can sell it for like 10 times what you paid for early game. And basically you spend like a couple of hours doing that to get like $1 million, and then you buy all the stuff. And then you upgrade the weapons. And then you gotta do more quests to get other parts for the weapons, or it's very much RNG grind for these parts for other weapons. And yeah, that's it. That is Nier Automata trophy plat grind in a nutshell. But the cool thing is, when you go to fight Emil, the secret boss, you can just put the game on easy, put all those gears like in, and the game plays for you. It's great to watch. It's really something. Next is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. Love this game. It's really good to play when your brain is dead. So if you come back from work, school, late night sport, whatever, your brain is dead but your body's still energized, just chuck this on, do a few races. The cars look great. It's so good to play. 4K, 60 FPS. Can't recommend enough. But oh boy, I hate to say this, it's got online trophies. Especially, when online is dead for this game because a couple more have come out. I'm lucky that I managed to find some people who are online to play. I don't know these people. I just run into them. You have to do at least 40 online races. So there are 4 game modes, 2 for racer, 2 more for cop, 40 game mode, 40 races. Go to 10 races in each game mode. That's a lot of online, especially because, like I said, I didn't know these people, so they could do one race like, nah, I don't want to race with him again, so I gotta find somebody else, and that takes a lot of time. So C tier, I'm not going to drop the D tier for that, because apart from the online trophies and the grinding it takes to get to the end, most of the trophies you get just from playing the game. There are a few Easter eggs, like funny haha ones, but they're pretty easy to get. So it's just the online and the grinding. Most of it just comes through playing on the races. Penultimate entry, Spirit of the North. D tier, it is boring, but look, it's slightly more interesting than the super hard grinds. So basically, Spirit of the North is like a 10-hour, 5-hour puzzle game. You run through as a fox, and you get to the end of the level. It's a puzzle world. You solve open world puzzles. There's no dialogue, no prompts or anything. It's pretty intuitive. I don't think I used the guide once, really. Basically because there's like very few mechanics in the game, so it's quite easy to figure out. But you do miss some things sometimes. But basically, you get most of the trophies through your playthrough of the game. It's like you use 5 weight pads in the game. There's like 8 you use. So like the trophies are pretty much guaranteed if you finish the game. Apart from find all the sticks for the lost souls, which is time consuming because they're all missable, well, most of them. And then in the last level, meet all the spirits that you saved. And if you haven't found all the sticks, then the spirits won't appear in the last level, so you've got to find all the sticks for the spirits to appear. That is time consuming, and then the spirits are kind of annoying to find. But apart from that, it's fine. It's fine. Just rename C tier to it's fine. And lastly, so you might be wondering why I have the don't tier on here. This is for trophies that you should not try to plat. No, games you should not try to plat. And the clear example of this is Shin Megami Tensei 3. So not many people know what Shin Megami Tensei is. Basically it's the series that Persona spun off from. It's like Persona but super gritty and demons. So basically it's all the same trophies you would expect in a Persona game, except not beating bosses. They're like, do this, recruit this many demons, use this many super effective skills, blah blah blah. Complete the compendium. But there's this mechanic in the game called Magatama. So it's an equipable item, I guess, that changes your affinity stat, I guess. So it dictates what status types you're weak to and what you're strong against, and it gives you some stat boosts. There are 25 of these games. If you level up while equipped to one, it will teach you a skill. That's cool, except each of them has like from 4 to 8 skills respectively that you'll have to learn. And there are 25 of them. That's cool. So you have to learn a lot of skills. You have to level up a lot. Just to put some perspective into this, there is 99 levels that the main character can get displayed on his stat card. You can level up more than that, but there are 99 displayed. You have to level up to like 160 or something to learn all these skills and max out all the Magatama. That's not fun. I spent like 20 hours grinding this, plus individual stats like strength and agility, because there are 2 trophies you have to get. And I did this on the easiest difficulty that gave you the biggest stat AXP boost to level up quickly, and it still took like 20 extra hours. I put like 110 hours into this trophy. The game itself took 40 hours. The 6 endings took total 50 hours, because I just scum saved. And then I got through all that. Then I did all the grinding for the demons, the levels and whatnot. Got up to about 90 hours. Got to the last boss, realized I couldn't beat on hard mode because I didn't learn the correct moves. So I played the whole game again on easy. That took 7 hours. So it took 90 hours to get every other trophy. And then like 7 hours to get the last one. Just don't do it, guys. Just don't. But anyway. Knuckle-off. I'm glad you listened to my explanation of all the trophies that I've gotten over the past year. What trophies did you get? Did you get any platinums? What was your favorite platinum? What was your favorite game that you played this year? I'd love to know. If you got a tier list, you probably don't. But if you do, you make one, let me know. Post in the comments. Just post that link and I'll be able to see it. Or post a link to an image or screenshot. Please do something like that. We'd love to see it. Hopefully more great games next year because, look, despite me complaining about the platinum runs, the games were all great. I platted most of the games I played. I haven't platted like 4 that I played this year. And yeah, one of those was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So yeah, you understand. But I've been Kamatan. You've been great. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye.